Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mighty High's World. This is episode 97, and the last episode we built this laboratory. So, this is a laboratory full of really dangerous potions like weakness, instant harm, poison, and them kind of potions. So we've got 4 here. So let's just have a look and see what we've got. We have a potion of weakness there, and they're all splash potions as well. Then we've got slowness, and on this side we have instant damage and poison. And I've filled up some of these items or these droppers here to make the potions. So we've got some glycerin melons in there, and then we've got a few spider eyes. Spider eyes is really the problem at the moment because I don't have many. I spent like a whole day trying to go around killing loads of spiders, but I only managed to find half a stack, believe it or not, but hopefully that should be enough for this project anyway. So moving on, I've also got this floor in. So we've had the black and yellow last time, but I've added some quartz stairs with which are waterlogged. So this water is basically not just to look good, because it does look awesome, but also it helps with filling up these potions as well, because if you've got a load of glass bottles, which I don't have on me, you can basically just spam click on here and then fill these chests up pretty easily. So that's the reason why we've got that. We've got our doors as well, which are working wonderfully, and then we've possibly got some room to expand over here as well, but I don't think we're going to be doing anything here for today's episode because I got something pretty interesting planned today. So why don't I show you what that's all about. So here we are on top of our kelp farm, and we're not going to be working here per se, but we are going to be working next to it. So next to this power plant slash kelp farm we have an island here which isn't being utilised, and I think this is a pretty good place to set up a concrete maker. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a blast chamber around here or on this island, and then we're going to have some redstone that leads into a TNT duper, which in turn will break all the concrete. So I've showed this concept before on my channel on one of my redstone builds, so why don't we go into my redstone testing world and we can have a look. Alright, so here we are back in my redstone testing world, and this is the kind of contraption that we're going to be building on this island. So we've got a redstone clock here. It's basically a hopper clock leading into a bit more redstone, and then we've got our duper here. I am aware that we can just get rid of this and use a sticky piston, which I'm probably going to be doing. I just like this backwards and forwards motion, and also it was like this before I realised that you could use sticky pistons for TNT dupers. So yeah, so this is quite an old contraption considering how long I've been playing around with TNT dupers. But yeah, it works kind of okay, to be fair with you. It still blows up concrete, which is what you want it to. So you might notice these 4 walls around it. You could do it this way if it was just purely for concrete. However, I want to add other things to this, like wood and possibly cobblestone if I can make a cobblestone generator. But it's not the end of the world if I can't, but wood would be a good one to add to a blast chamber as well. So this is pretty much all the redstone that I will be doing, and then what I'll do down here is I'll make like a blast chamber with water streams, or maybe even just out of obsidian, and see how things go from there. So let's hop back onto my single player world and get building this. Alright, so we're back in our single player world now, and we're on this island. So I think the first thing I should probably do is flatten this out a bit, and also get rid of that tree at last, and that tree can just stay there for now, I guess. So let's try and make this a workable space first, and then see what else we can do. Alright, so I flattened this island out now, and I've got rid of these trees that are just decaying now. So we got quite a bit of wood out of that, believe it or not. We got almost a stack and a half of wood out of that, which is pretty cool. So the next thing we need to do is probably just mark out roughly where everything's going to be. So if we go up a few blocks like this, I think this is roughly the center of the island, so this will be basically where the blast chamber will be. So if I just add a couple of blocks of obsidian there, and then if I go up about, what, 20 blocks or so, and then we can build the TNT duper there. So that will be the first thing we're going to be doing for this project. So let's go up probably a bit more than that, to be fair. I think that will do. So this is where the TNT duper is going to be. So this block here will represent where the TNT is, and then it will be dropping hopefully on them 2 obsidian blocks here. And then if we go out a couple of blocks, let's say two or 3 blocks, then we have a chamber here that's pushing the blocks down so they can get blown up by the TNT. But this chamber will probably be a few blocks lower than this, just because I want the TNT duper to be higher than the other redstone. So I don't know if that made any sense to you guys or not, but I'll explain it as I'm going along with this anyway. So the first thing I should probably do is get some resources and build the TNT duper. So let's get on with that, and I'll come back to you guys in a minute. Alright, so up here we have our TNT duper. So I haven't primed it yet, so I'm going to do that on camera. And the next thing we need to do is add some kind of timer or clock to this, so that it will go off every now and again, which will give us time to actually produce the concrete. But I'll get into that in a bit. So let's get up there by pillaring up with some white concrete, because it's all the blocks I really have on me at the moment. Prepared much, I know, but anyway, let's soldier through this. So we're almost at the top now. So I'm going to be putting a sticky piston, oh no, we need a regular piston even to prime it. So we put a piston there and we power this piston, and that is basically it primed. So now what we can do is we can get rid of this piston here. So I'm just going to add a block there quickly. We can get rid of that, hopefully we get it, yep we do, and then we can add a sticky piston there, and then that will go off every now and again and produce the TNT for us. So if I power this now, for example, it won't go off because it was already there, but as soon as I depower it, it should go off. And does it? Nope, it doesn't. So let's try that again. So let's grab that quickly. So let's power this piston and nothing happens. Okay then. Oh, I know what I've forgotten. I've forgotten the most important thing of all, and that is the dead coral. So let's pillar back up there quickly and put that on. Alright, so having a closer inspection, I think I've built this a tiny bit wrong. So I've got rid of the TNT at the moment, so we can put that there on top of our wall, but I've missed out to put 2 blocks there, and also we need our dead coral there, and hopefully that should be it. So when we prime this again, it should dupe the TNT. So let's get ourselves down and get back up there and see if it works. Alright, so I've made it back up here now, and we need to prime this again. So let's get rid of that sticky piston and replace it with a normal piston facing the way it was there. And then we can power this with a redstone block, and that will prime it. So we can get rid of that now. Hopefully nothing will go wrong. Nope, good. And then what we can do is just add a sticky piston there. So let's add our piston there, get rid of that block, and hopefully this will work. So does it work? Probably not. Let's try. And it's working. Good. And it completely missed the mark though, didn't it? Yep. Ow. Okay then. So I think I'm a block or 2 away from that obsidian post there. Alright, so now we've got our TNT duper working, we can get on with building our piston feed tape that's going to basically move all the concrete into one big area so that this TNT duper can get rid of it. And then what we do is we have some water streams underneath to collect all the items. So yeah, I do also need to add some redstone to this, like a clock and that. So let's add that clock first, and then we can build the piston feed tape. Alright, so we've got our redstone in now, and I've basically just done a simple hopper clock, which I've done quite a few times now. So it's really quite easy. They're really quite easy to build, to be fair with you, and I'm basically just using this redstone block as an output to power and depower this piston. So every time this redstone block gets to this point here, it will power this redstone, powering this piston, and then when it retracts, it will depower this piston, launching the TNT. So I haven't added any items to this yet, so I'm going to add 16 sand, or it can be any item that you want, into these hoppers, and as you can see there, it's working. So when it detracts, it's going to launch the TNT, but at this stage it won't, as you can see there. Also, the reason why that obsidian is down there is so that it can catch the TNT and hopefully not too much damage to the bottom, but it looks like I might lose a few blocks here and there, but I'm not too worried about that. So we can switch this off now, so I'm just going to use, or put a block there and a lever. I'm going to have to make a lever, so there we go. So let's just switch that off by powering one of these hoppers, and that will just stop it there. And now we can get on with building the piston feed tape. So the piston feed tape is going to be a bit different. We're going to make it 12 blocks away from this bit of obsidian here, because the maximum amount a piston can push is 12 blocks, and that's the reason why we're using that. So I think we're going to have it up in the air, 12 blocks up from this obsidian, and I think I'm going to have the pistons pushing the concrete this way, so the pistons will be roughly around here. Pushing them this way is facing, so we're facing north here, which is where I want the concrete to be going, and then later on when we get to our tree farm, we can have that pushing this way as well, which is south west even. So yeah, so the direction doesn't necessarily matter, to be fair with you. I'm just using it as a point of interest. So let's get on with building the feed tape for the concrete, which is fairly easy, to be fair with you, and I'll show you what I've been up to. Alright, so we've got our concrete converter there. You can just about see that waterlogged block there. That's to convert the concrete, and we've also got a piston there to push the concrete to these pistons. And this is a basic and easy piston feed tape that you can basically build with some pistons and an observer, and there's some redstone on the top. So let's just fly up there so you guys can get another look at it from the top, and it looks pretty complicated, but it's not. What will get you is basically that clock there. But this is all the redstone we have. We have a redstone torch there and a couple of bits of redstone dust and a piston, and on this side we have an observer, and then leading into these pistons, and then some redstone dust on the top like so. And then I've just put an obsidian block there to stop any concrete from going any further. So then we've got our water here, which will convert all the powdered concrete into normal concrete. I've just been testing this with normal concrete so far, but it would work. So this is pretty much done now. The only thing I need to really do is hook that clock up there to some kind of lever here, which is basically just, I'm going to be using a redstone line here so we can switch on and off the TNT duper, which is really quite easy. Hopefully we can do this in one shot, although I might need a repeater here and there. Yeah, I'll probably need one or two repeaters, so yeah, let's just do this. Oh, we're almost there, to be honest with you. So yeah, and one more. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's just add a block here. There we go. Hopefully that will be enough. So then we can add some redstone down here from a different point. Let's just say there. 2, 3, 4. Whoa! Almost fell then. Oh, come on, get up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and hopefully that will be okay, and we won't actually need a repeater here. But let's just make a lever quickly and see if that works. So we need to power this block here so it powers this redstone, and then hopefully this redstone will power that repeater there. not repeater, one of this hopper down there. So if we get rid of this, it shouldn't do anything, and that's looking like it isn't. So yeah, so we can turn this on and off now by using this lever here. So if we switch this off, that should dupe some TNT in a minute, and it looks like it is. So one thing I am going to do though is switch that on quickly and reduce the amount of items in the hoppers. So we have 16, I'm going to reduce that to 8, and that shouldn't have caused any damage to my redstone. Hopefully it's killed a few mobs though. Yeah, let's leave this on and see if it kills a few mobs, hey? And yeah, that's pretty much it done, I think. Oh, we got a drowned there as well, and he's got a scaffolding block. Okay, anyway, how many mobs is this going to kill? Oh, are you going to kill the drowned? No, but it hurts him. Are you going to kill the drowned? Come on. I'm not going to stop until it at least kills one of these mobs. Are you going to kill him? Kill him! Damn it! Hasn't killed a single mob yet. This... Oh, next time for sure. Oh! Walk closer into the wasp's nest. Go on, get blown up. Damn it! They must be taking damage, otherwise they wouldn't be going red like that. And again. Come on. Oh. One more. Oh. And again. Nope. Okay, something's going wrong with these. They're not dying. They're taking damage but not dying. Oh well. Anyway, so why do mobs always distract me like that? So anyway, I think it's probably a good idea to get some sleep, and then I'll get some powdered concrete and we can test this thing properly. But probably should switch that off as well. So let's get some sleep and get some resources, and I'll meet you back here. Alright, so I've gone and made myself a cup of tea, and I've also made some white concrete powder. So I think this is the first test. I still need to make the collection system, but if this works without a problem, then the collection system is going to be easy enough to build. So let's start placing some concrete here, and as you guys can see, it's turning into concrete straight away thanks to this water, and the piston is pushing it pretty fast, I might add. So yeah, that seems to be working pretty well, and it's already reached down to the bottom there. That is crazy fast. So let's turn on the TNT duper now, and that should be going off every now and again. So now we can just keep spamming, clicking with the concrete, and hopefully we should be getting quite a bit of concrete down there in a minute. I might need to change the timings a tiny bit on the concrete on the TNT duper even, because it seems a bit slow at the moment, but I might be wrong. We're getting concrete, let's put it that way. So yeah, let's waste this stack and then turn it off and then see how much concrete we've got. Obviously we won't get this amount yet, but it's a good idea on how fast this actually is. So I've gone through 2 stacks. I've got 31, 2 stacks and 34 in my inventory of concrete. The rest is powdered concrete. So let's switch that off now, wait for that to blow up, and go down and see how much concrete is down here. And it looks like there's quite a bit, to be fair with you. So it was 34, and we've got another stack. Oh, 60. That probably just about make it up to a stack. Yep, 64. And do we have any extra? 1 extra. So that's quite fast, to be fair with you. That's what? So that's roughly about 30 blocks within, what, a few seconds? Maybe a minute pushing it. So that's pretty fast, to be fair with you. But we're not finished yet. We still need to make a proper collection system. So I think I'm just going to use white concrete and a load of water for that. So we're just going to push all the items into a water stream and then into some hoppers and a chest. And then from there we can sort it out. So yeah, so I think let's build it right flush on the floor, because these items are going to drop random places, and we probably want to go a bit further out from there. So from there, and then on this side, possibly there. and then the same on this side, although we don't need to make it as big on this side, although I do want some leeway room, so let's say about there, and then the same on this side, and then this is just marking out the square that it's going to be, and roughly there, is it? Yep. And then it's just going to have a square like here on the floor, like so, and then I'll connect this up and add water to it. So let's get doing this and I'll show you what I've been up to. So we've got our collection system in now, and it's basically just the water stream leading into some hoppers like so. So this should collect the majority of the drops, I'm hoping. I haven't quite tested this out yet, and that's exactly what we're going to do now. So I'm going to dump all my stuff into a chest and get almost a full inventory of white concrete powder, and then after I've got a full inventory of concrete powder, we're going to test how long it will take to actually break all of this. So let's get that sorted and I'll catch you guys back once I've done that. Alright, so I've been rummaging around all my chests, and unfortunately I haven't had enough sand to make all that concrete, but we have quite a bit of concrete here, so this should be enough to get a decent test. So we have 22.5 stacks of concrete here, give or take a few. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to time how long it takes to break down all of this in this concrete maker. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do, and I'm predicting that this will be pretty fast, to be fair with you, within a couple of minutes. So without further ado, let's time this, shall we? Alright, so I've stopped the experiment quickly, and there's a good reason for that. One is that I forgot to put a chest here, but the good news is that we blew up, but the good news is that we've got 3 stacks of white concrete in here in under 2 minutes. The last clip I recorded was 1 minute 24, so that's 3 stacks within 1 minute and 24 seconds, which is really good. Alright, so I've put a chest in there now, so we're going to be getting our concrete coming into this chest now. And another thing that would be a pretty cool thing to do is go on to the replay mod and see what this thing is looking like on the replay mod and see how long it's going to take. So that's exactly what I'm going to do with the rest of the concrete I've got in my inventory. So without further ado, let's start the music and that time lapse. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. I certainly had a eventful time making it. As you could see in that time lapse, it jammed a couple of times, but nothing to worry about, to be fair with you. And it's pretty fast as well. So that time lapse lasted for 9 minutes and 24, and then we've got the other 1 minute and 24 seconds for the other 3 stacks that we converted into concrete. So that makes up to about 10 minutes or so, give or take 30 seconds. And this is how much concrete we've got. So we've pretty much got almost a full chest full of concrete within about 10 minutes, which is pretty good going, to be fair with you. And it's really quite fast, in all fairness. So you could definitely fill this up within 20 minutes or so, which isn't really that bad, and it's pretty fast, in all fairness. And as I was saying, if you noticed in that time lapse, this farm is pretty much dependent on how fast you can place the concrete, rather than how fast the concrete is getting blown up, because we've got the timer set to a pretty fast increments when the TNT is dropped. So I'm pretty happy about this. There are a few other things we could do. One is, of course, we could decorate this and also have a better way up and down. But for now, I think I'm going to leave it there for this episode. So thank you very much for watching. My name is MightyHigh. If you like this video, then please click the like button, and if you really liked it, then click the subscribe button and ding that bell for further uploads. I've been MightyHigh, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye!